Hello everyone, my name is Ross and welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. And in today's video, it's going to be a nice chilled one, but also something a bit different, which I hope you enjoy. And if you do and you want me to do this again, let me know. I'm basically going to be playing GeoGuessr on a community world. And what you can actually do is you can create challenge or invite links. And I will link down all of the games that I play today. And essentially all you have to do is click on that link and you can have an attempt at the exact locations, maps and rounds that I do today and see if you can basically beat my score. And I think that's really interesting because I'm at a decent enough level where most games I would hope to get over 15,000 across the 5 locations. Sometimes I can get above 20,000, but there are also some times where I'll get like 3 or 4 locations wrong. I can even get the continents wrong quite often as well still. So this should hopefully be enjoyable. There are 3 ways I see you being able to play today. The first is kick back, relax, watch this, and maybe just guess along with me. So when I'm sort of panning around and talking about stuff, in your head, you can have a bit of a think. The second way is you can click on all of the links, play all of the games and rounds, and then come back to this video, watch and see how I get on. Or you can sort of play alongside me where you do one round, then watch me, then keep pausing and going back and forth, whatever you get the most enjoyment out of. Or you can just sit back, relax, and have me droning on in the background. So yeah, we're going to go a community world, challenge, no move. I'm not going to set a time limit today because I just want to relax and just talk through GeoGuessr. I've been playing a lot of GeoGuessr duels recently, and that is intense. And sometimes I don't get the chance to say everything I want to say. So we'll click challenge. Anyone with the link, number of locations 5, locations random, yes, create challenge. I need to take a copy of this link, otherwise you will not be able to play. And then let's start the game. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to get on today. I might get on really well, I might get on terribly. But I want to talk you through how I'm playing GeoGuessr and how I'm improving. So I'm not even going to look around at first. What I'm going to say is there are 2 things that you should always check for. If you can get good at noting these 2 things, and if they are available to you, which they're not always, I guarantee you will tenfold your ability to play GeoGuessr, especially if you're new, which is the hemisphere that you're in and which driving direction it is, left or right. So left-hand side of the road or right-hand side. So in terms of hemisphere, a lot of you know this already, but all you have to do, and it's not great here, unfortunately, is quite often, when it's not cloudy in particular, you'll be able to check where the sun is. And you've got the compass at the top here. If the sun was in the north, so let's say we were looking up at the sun and it was directly north, or even like northeast or northwest, if it's just notably more north than south, that would mean you're in the southern hemisphere. And if the sun was in the south, southeast, south, or southwest, you would say that you're in the northern hemisphere. So it's the opposite to the direction of the sun. The only times I wouldn't trust this, if it's really cloudy and you can't quite make it out, or the sun looks like this, like that looks like it's very difficult to actually see exactly where the sun is here. The other one is when the sun's setting, don't trust it. And then also if the sun is specifically east or west. Like if the sun, and as you can see here, not only can you not really see where the sun is, but it looks pretty much dead east. So unfortunately, after I've just said that this is really useful normally, you can't see here, but that's the first thing. The reason knowing the hemisphere is super useful, like immediately if you're like, oh, I don't know if this is Mexico or Brazil, well then, like especially over in this direction, the hemisphere is incredibly important. But also when we start to get over to Asia as well, like Thailand versus Indonesia can be quite helpful, although obviously you can still be up here. But you get the general gist. The other way then is driving direction, because most countries across the world, we're not going to get into exactly which ones today in detail, but most countries will drive on the right, especially if you're like in Europe or something like that. But also there are 3 places that look identical in GeoGuessr, which is Argentina, for me, like barren, South Africa and Australia. Like sometimes getting the difference between these is incredibly difficult, but everywhere in South America will drive on the right, and then South Africa and Australia will drive on the left. So you can understand, and especially in the Asian countries, like left-hand side for Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, but right-hand side for Philippines, Vietnam, Cambodia, for example. So driving direction is also extremely useful. If you can start to get that nailed down, hemisphere and driving direction, you're on for an absolutely great time. So we don't have the hemisphere, but we do have driving direction. Unless this car is parked in the middle of the road, they are very much on the right-hand side of the road. The other way that you can tell, there are 2 ways. You can look at the car, and that is the brake light, I think, there. But quite often you'll be able to see the bonnet of a car, or you'll be able to see kind of the wing mirrors, and you'll get a bit of a vibe. Sometimes it's not easy, but where the Google car is, and then also which side of the road the signs are set up on. We don't have any signs here today, but obviously if the signs are set up pointing on the left-hand side, you know you're driving left. Anyway, so we've got a car on the right-hand side. We've got what looks like Spanish or Portuguese, although I'm not great at telling them apart. And so it looks like we are in the Americas. Now, this is going to be a really difficult first round for me because I don't have the hemisphere. And the hemisphere is really important to me, especially in the Americas, because you might be a lot better than me for this, but like Mexico, Panama, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil. When we're in areas like this, I would find it very difficult to like confidently lean into one of them. So, what else do we have to go on? I mean, we see a lot of palms. That's not a Mexico flag. That's just green, white, red like that. It looks a bit like... We've got a lot of palms. So you would pretty much normally rule out anywhere kind of below like here. You wouldn't expect to see many palms sort of down south, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay. So you could see them all the way up here into Mexico. So we're kind of like in this area of the world. This is a really difficult one though. What else do we have to go off? I don't know the every single different type of pole. I know a few of them, but that doesn't help me on this occasion. El Diamante. This definitely looks Spanish, right? And I've seen nothing to suggest to me that this is Portuguese. Although it could be. But, like, you know, there are just certain letters that you would only see in Portuguese, and I've not seen any of those. So. Oh, God, this is a really difficult one. I wish we'd have started with an easier one for me to get. So I'm going to rule out Brazil. I'm going to rule out Peru. So I'm going to go Ecuador, Colombia, Panama, or Mexico. Does this feel like Mexico? It certainly could be. If I was going to go Mexico, I would go quite south. The Google car's white. Can you get that? Yeah, white Google car in Mexico. I'm going to go South Mexico, but wouldn't surprise me hugely if we were in Panama. And also, it could be Brazil, by the way. Is there any way this could be somewhere else? It could potentially be an island. Wouldn't surprise me. There's quite a lot of palms. It's not in Asia. I'm pretty confident we're over in this area of the world. Okay. A really horrid start then. We are in Colombia. So I think I gave you a bit of an idea there. I mean, even if we'd have got the hemisphere, it doesn't help massively. It's just sad that this part of the world is so massive. You're only a few countries off there, but it's quite a low score overall. We carry on going. Right. Another really difficult round here. So we'll do what we did before. Let's look for the hemisphere. Sun is very much in the south. It says southwest, but obviously very much more south than north. So we're in the northern hemisphere. I can't really tell which side of the road we're on. I mean, if anything, that's the back of the... So we're driving on the right-hand side. So this is probably America, Canada, or Europe. Just with the style of road, it's quite narrow. It's not overly well kept. There's not tons of road lines, but the road lines you can see, it's faintly white. You would expect to see, if there are road lines in the US, yellow center road lines. So I would say we're in Europe. Is at least a bit of a start. Then we look around, and the trees don't look overly... They're not Mediterranean trees particularly, right? So you would kind of rule out this area, or at least I would personally. So I would be pushing us up into France, Germany, Poland. I mean, this could be Slovakia, Hungary. Like, it doesn't help me massively, but I'd push us up this way. Is there any way this is the UK? No, because we've looked at what we're driving on the right. So you can rule out the UK. So I think I'm pushing us in like this area, I guess, around here. France, Germany, Poland. Could certainly see all of them, really. Do I have any? Can I see anything through the trees? I mean, this is a really tough round. Really, really tough round. I kind of want to send... God, this is tough, isn't it? Could this even be like down here, like Romania? I mean, when in doubt, you can just send a really you can really send a central hedge in and around kind of Austria, Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary. Could this be Hungary? I suppose it could. I mean, I'm off to Budapest in a couple of weeks, so I won't be in forest like this, though. No, it's quite forest. I might... I'm going to go... Because it feels quite northern. I'm going to go East Germany. I've not got much else to go off at the moment as of right now. It was... Okay, it was in Hungary. This has been a fantastic start. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so it was in northern Hungary. Again, I think I got the general vibe. They didn't want to go too far south. Maybe just slightly overestimated how far north that was. Okay, not the best start. Not the best start. Well, immediately, this is the UK. I can tell you this because I don't need to check... Well, I mean, it's cloudy anyway. You've got double yellow... road lines on the double yellow road lines on the outside. So yellow road lines on the outside, if it was like a main highway, would normally indicate that you're in the Middle East or South Africa. But when it's double like this with the yellow, and you see this general, like this obviously isn't South Africa, this is the UK. What these yellow lines mean in the UK is don't park there, basically. Slow, obviously in English, and you've got the yellow plates as well. The other thing you've got is driving direction, right? You've got a car driving on the left-hand side. So we are in the UK. Where in the UK is a great question. You got a canal there. This looks like a Nottingham, Birmingham. Like I live in the Midlands. In fact, why do I feel like I've been here? So I lived in Nottingham for 5 years and I'm currently living in Birmingham. And this looks so much like the Midlands. It could be anywhere. Like the UK, if you're from the UK, you'll know this. It looks identical everywhere. Like this could easily be really far south as well. But with this canal just looks super Midlandsy to me. So we'll zoom into the UK and we'll try to at least find like a. This isn't the River Trent. No, it's a canal. So we're not on the River Trent. I mean, do I want to actually try and guess an exact road? So if you double tap N on no move, by the way, it gets the direction of the road, or you can just sort of line it up with north. So what that means, if you do that, is on the map, the road will be going in that direction. So it's that way because it's mirrored, isn't it? It's like you can see the roads in that direction there. So we have to guess on a road going like that. It's quite a main road as well, isn't it? I mean, I'm spending so much time, I don't even know if it's in and around this kind of area of the world. I could be so wrong. In which case, I just don't think I care that much, in all fairness. I know that's not what you want to hear from a GeoGuessr video, but I just don't think I do. I'm just going to go there. It was Birmingham. This is why, oh goodness, this isn't far from where I live. Do you know, I said this could be Birmingham because I live in Birmingham. And okay, interesting. I thought it might have been from Nottingham that I'd seen it. But yeah, this isn't far from where I live. This is funny. Okay, we got there roughly. I feel slightly embarrassed, but I mean, I know I'm only 65 kilometers away, but being from the UK and living in Birmingham. So where were we in Birmingham? Yeah, I mean, that's fairly central. Okay, that's funny. I might go and look at that afterwards, that round. Let's move on to the next one. So we've got double yellow center lines. And with this environment, you're immediately thinking Canada or the US, right? The double yellow center lines, white outer lines. We look, sun is very much in the south there, so we're northern hemisphere. So this is Canada or US. Now, at this stage, if you're from Canada or the US, you will just have a general vibe, like I did with England. You just kind of know. I'm really bad at differentiating. This is something I'd like to learn. I'm sure this green sign can only be found in one of the two. Oh, is that a Canada flag? Or is that a state flag? I can't really see it. I see red and white. Definitely isn't a US flag. I don't want to trust that too much because I saw one the other day that I thought was a Canada flag and it was actually just a state flag. So ways that you can tell between Canada and the US which are quite useful. The first and the most important is actually their speed sign. So in the US, it will say speed limit most often. And in Canada, it will normally say maximum. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have one here. Oh, I think that says maximum, right? Speed limit's normally on 2 lines. Do you reckon we're in Canada here? Sorry, guys, I'm just squinting like this at the screen. I think that says maximum 60. Yeah, I feel okay about it. I feel okay about sending it. Now, do we see any French? So if you see a lot of French or you see a stop sign that says arrête, you are in Quebec because Quebec speak a lot of French. Now, don't guess up here because there's barely any coverage. So if we saw French, we could guess here, but I don't see any French. We're so far away from any useful sign. Lady slipper. Do we see front plates? No front plate. Oh my God, which one's in the... I can't remember the Canadian. There are certain Canadian... Is it provinces they're called? Are they called provinces? What are they in the... Yeah. Maybe they're not. Anyway, there are certain areas of the Canada that don't have front plates. In the US, I'm just rambling at this point, but anything below this line here. So you can see there's sort of a dotted line. Anything below there other than Texas and California, they do not need to use front plates. So often if you don't see front plates, you can kind of hedge down here. And it's also, I think, every state touching Ohio. So a lot of these don't have to. In the US, in Canada, is it Sask that does it? No, it doesn't look very Sask, this, does it? Oh, damn. Do we have any... what can we go off based on the trees? I kind of don't mind guessing New Brunswick way. Sorry, guys, this is a bit of a bad round for me because I'm actually talking like I understand. I'm sure there is someone that knows exactly what that means on a lamppost as well. Right, I'm between. I could just send Ontario. I don't know if Ontario would have front plates or not. I'm going to go Ontario, but I was actually between Alberta and New Brunswick. But I'll send here because it's sort of in between and hopefully the score won't be that bad. Where exactly? I'll go here. Oh, it Prince Edward Island. Okay. So I understand Prince Edward Island, the soil's really red. I wonder if the soil was red on that round. We can have a look. But okay, I would have been very much better off going New Brunswick there. We are not on for a particularly good score here. If I get a good score here, we'll end on like 16,000. Okay, so let's do what we did before. No hemisphere information. Zoom in on this. I should know what that means, shouldn't I? Clink, Kesitan, Plang. We're driving on the left. Okay, so we're in Malaysia or Indonesia. We're about to test a thing that I think is true, which is if you see all white road lines and you're choosing between Indonesia and Malaysia, because they've got very similar languages to someone that doesn't speak them, they're in very similar parts of the world. If you see all white road lines, you're normally in Malaysia rather than Singapore. Now, the issue with Malaysia is you could go here or you can go over here. Now, I don't know how to distinguish between like Sarawak and over here, like near Kuala Lumpur, but I would guess this looks very tropical looking, very lush. I mean, I could look for this, but this might not even be a place. This might be saying that something's ahead. So I don't want to embarrass myself and assume that that's a place. Wooden poles doesn't really tell me much. Okay. I'm going to... Oh, it's going to be really frustrating if it's over here. Do I just send it over here? It could be Sarawak. Should we go for the Hail Mary? Or should we just hedge right in between them just so that we get some score? No, we should go... I'm going to go Sarawak. This was a stinking... We were in Malaysia, weren't we? Yeah, so this was a stinking score. So it was up towards pretty much near Thailand, actually, there. I probably could have done a bit more there to try and guess. I'm really not sure how to tell the difference between here and here, but that's okay. So, results. 14,000. It's certainly not one of my better rounds. In fact, that's one of my worst rounds in a little while, but that's fine. Breakdown-wise, I mean, we did really well. This is the thing. Like, we got a very good vibe here. We got a pretty good vibe here. UK, we obviously now pretty close. This wasn't... I don't think any of these were stinking, right? We got close enough on most of them. It was just one of those where I didn't also get any fantastic scores in there other than the UK one, which we would be expected to do quite well on. Okay, right. How do I move on? Please let me move on. If I score, okay. Hello. How do I? Okay, we'll just go on to community maps. Okay, we'll start another one now. So we'll do the same. Challenge, no move. Create challenge. Yes, I need to copy that. So that was game number 1. How long have we been going? 17 minutes. So we'll do at least one more, hopefully 2 more. Maybe I'll be a bit quicker on this one here. So start game. Perfect. Okay, so hemisphere. Southern hemisphere, all white road lines. So immediately here, I just felt like it was Chile. All white road lines very common in Chile. Environment feels very Chile. Southern hemisphere. These yellow signs are very common in South America as well. The green signs probably mean something. Should I try and... I could have a quick... Antofagasta and Chanarao. Oh, here we go. Antofagasta. So Antofagasta is to our northwest. Okay. And Chanarao is to our southeast. So we are probably on this road or this road. We could try and have to go line this up. I'm not the best at this. Okay, so the bit of road that we're on is like... That's not quite right, is it, that angle there? Haven't we also got an intersection behind us? Sorry, one sec. We've got an intersection there. So we're on a bit of an intersection. Oh, could this be it? Is that... No, that's not quite right, is it, that road direction? What was the other road I said we could be on? Over here. With an intersection as well. I'm really... sorry if I'm embarrassing myself here. I'm not very good at... I've never really... Because I don't do moving. The likelihood of no move, you being able to line something up at my level is incredibly, incredibly low. Right, where was Chanarao? Have I gone below it? No, Chanarao's here, so it could be anywhere along here. Should we just send the guess in? What do we see? Maybe the mountains would help, actually. We've got kind of mountains all around us. We'd be able to see the ocean, wouldn't we? If we were on that road. Yeah, I'm feeling good about... you know what's frustrating me is because I know this is a really good opportunity to line something up. I'm going to send it over and around here somewhere. Is there an airport there? No. We're definitely... Wait, sorry, guys. Sorry, I really want to send at least a semi-decent guess in here. Could we be much further? No. Maybe we're a lot closer up here. Do you know what? I'm just going to send it here. Oh! Okay, I got right. We were 9.2 kilometers away. Okay, we take that. This is a much better second round start. Okay. Anyway, the reason that it looked like Chile was the barren landscape, the all-white road line, southern hemisphere. You got the gist there. Okay, I'll try and go a bit quicker now. Immediately, Asia. Japan was my initial thought. I don't really need to check the hemisphere because it's just so Asian. There's Asian text there. Yellow plates, boxy cars. Is there any way this isn't? Yeah, we've got the Japan sticker on the bottom. Can you also see a similar sticker on the Taiwanese poles? That's what I kind of want to confirm. Do we have a sign on the left-hand side? Because Taiwan will drive on the right and Japan will drive on the left. We're not going to have anything here. The other issue you've got with Japan is it's just such a massive country, sort of south to north. Now, there are ways to region guess that I'm just not very good at. Quite mountainous, but there are various areas of Japan which are quite mountainous. Maybe we go near Osaka. Where are the mountains to our east? In that case, I don't really like where I've guessed. Oh, no, you could see. Yeah, you could see mountains to your east. There. It's also a bit of a middle hedge. That's the reason I've gone Osaka, is like if it's really far in either direction. I'm just going to go Osaka because I don't think... Let me have one more little scan around to see if I've got anything. No, I do think this is Japan as opposed to Taiwan, even with like the text and stuff. So I'm just going to send it. Okay, I'm glad I didn't go too far north towards sort of Tokyo then. So it was over here on the southern island there. Is it an island? Anyways, apologies if you're from Japan and I've just butchered your country there in various ways. Right. 3,800 is not a bad score there. Okay, same again. Looks more in the north, although I'm not trusting that too much for now. So probably southern hemisphere. All white road lines. Feels more Asian to me than South American at first glance. We're on the left. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we're driving on the left. Could this be... like southern India, Sri Lanka? I don't really know the Google cars that you would expect to see in both. Can we get any more information? I can't really see. It would be good because basically, if you zoom in on India, you can see the languages change. I think Hindi's, again, apologies if I'm wrong. You've got more Hindi top, but you've got obviously the flat line on the top of... Is that Hindi? I'm so sorry, but it's not. You've got Bengali over here, again, I think normally has that top line. But the more south you get, you see like Bengaluru, it's got almost like the squiggly, like circular text all the way further here. And obviously, I think Sri Lanka looks very similar. And I think the language looks more... Is there any way this could be like Thailand? Am I mixing this up with Thai? I don't think so. I kind of want to send Sri Lanka. Is that crazy, though? I'm now worried if that's Thai that I'm getting mixed. Not a good one, is it? Oh, God, that is such a tough look. that is such a tough look. I mean, if you live in these countries or you've been to them, it's just probably so blatantly obvious to you. That's not the Thai pole, is it, with the dots in? Do we have another pole here? Yeah, these don't look like Thai poles, you know. Damn, this isn't a good look. That's our best look of language we've had. I'm so sorry. I want to apologize to everyone watching that could be offended by this right now. That you are just looking at... No, that looks more Thai to me. I'm going to send in here. Now, I actually might go a little bit further south because it looks quite tropical, right? That's why I was looking at Sri Lanka as well. We've seen palms. Now, you can see palms in all parts of Thailand, I think. I'm going to go southern Thailand. It was the tip of Sri Lanka. Dear Lord Ross, you are not... It's not a good look. I should have just trusted my gut. Okay. Anyway, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, they can all drive on the left. We at least got a general vibe. Not a good look. Let's go again. This is interesting. The cars look a bit like ex-Soviet. Like, my initial thought was, can I see some Cyrillic? Because it feels like that kind of vibe. This looks like this should be a really famous place, and it probably is. Can I see a flag anywhere? Is there EU blue? There's no EU blue. I'm thinking maybe Russia. But maybe that's silly. I can't see any EU blue on any of the plates. So I'm ruling out any country in the EU. Where else could this be, maybe? What car do we have? Do we have a car? Not a visible car, it's just a big blur. I feel okay about that kind of guess. Where would it be, though? I mean, that looks like a huge city to our north. Is there any chance that's Moscow? Is there any chance that we're like... And there's a big river in between us and what we can see. Is there any chance it's the Moskva River that we're looking at there? And that's Moscow in front of us, directly to our north, basically. Where else could we be if it was directly to our north? Like here? Is that far too close? I'm going to guess. I don't think I have much else to go off. Like, I don't recognize the architecture. I just know that the cars looked immediately very like Russian-Ukrainian. And then we've got no real text. And that's it, and a huge city in front of us. I'm going to guess around there. Oh, like it was Kazan. I think we had the right idea then. So it was the city, well, just this little bit here. Just, okay. I don't think that's a horrible guess, but again, we're not doing particularly well here. We've got one more round. If we get a good guess here, we'll be fine. Studio, One Summer Day, Coco Pelli. Right, let's look around. Hemisphere, no idea. Driving direction, not got much to go off. Okay, so now we start zooming. Let's get a general vibe. I don't even have a vibe here. Damn, this is a tough look. So there's English, Coco Pelli. I don't know what that is. Do we have a flag? I mean, it looks like Mexico, that or Italy. We got green, red, and white. Is that Asian text? The panda? I reckon... Yeah, I think we're in Asia here. Yeah, I kind of feel that. Especially with... Yeah, I reckon we're in Japan then, probably, right? Is there any way this is Hong Kong? In terms of English languages with all that Asian text, I mean, I should be able to just tell if it's Asian, shouldn't I, by looking at it? Where was the Asian text that I just saw? It was it down here? Yeah, I could see that. So where in Japan? Does that not look more South Korean, though? Can you see circles in that text? Sorry, guys. Wait, which side of the road are we on? Do I have anything to go off there? Are there any road signs or... No. Can I tell driving direction over this way? This is tough. This is very, very tough. Could easily be South Korea. I've not missed a flag, have I? Let me look around. I'm at a loss. This is a sign to learn my language. I can't... Is that not a circle? So South Korean, the best way for me to tell the difference is South Korean just have so many circles in their text. You can see here on Iksan, Daegu. But they wouldn't normally have this much English. Like, I'm seeing a lot of English around. Studio One, Summer Day. In Square. There's too much English. So could that be Mandarin then, in which case we're in Hong Kong? Like, Hong Kong's down here. Could be Hong Kong? No, I'm just going to send in Japan. I've got no idea. I'm so sorry. So sorry to everyone that I've upset. I'm going to go Osaka again. It was South Korea. Damn. Up here. Maybe South Korea used more English than I thought. Okay, this has not been positive overall. We're going to view our results. 16,874. Again, I don't think there were any horror guesses. The Chile guess was obviously fantastic, but we had a sign it was cheating a little bit. The Russia guess, I think, was pretty good. The Thailand, Sri Lanka one, pretty poor, but also, like, not terrible for the vibe that we got. The first Japan was good. The second one was South Korea, but I didn't have too much to go off in terms of road direction. The language was very blurred. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Maybe not ideal, but we go again. We're going to do one more then and see if I can... I want to get a score like closer to more like 20,000 ideally. Right, challenge, create challenge. copy the link. Apologies for anyone's culture or language that I've insulted in today's video. I do not deliberately do it. Right, immediately. Arabic. Car is the best thing normally. Or license plates. Now, if you see yellow license plates, you're thinking Israel or Oman. If you don't see yellow license plates, you're then thinking it's Jordan, UAE. Is there a chance this is Tunisia? Now, Tunisia is one that I wouldn't even have a clue where to start with, if I'm being entirely honest with you. And I'm wondering if this is Omar bin al-Khattab Street. Again, if you're familiar with the Middle East, that might be quite an easy one for you to get. What can I do here to try and help the guess? Just keep zooming in on things and hope that you've got something to go off. Al-Andalib. No, that doesn't help. So I think I've not visited any of these places. So it doesn't feel overly UAE, Qatar. Not that I know what that would feel like, but just is the vibe I get. It could be up in this area where you see a few mountains, I guess. So we've got mountains to our, like they're quite large to our north. So I suppose this could be looking at this area here. Are there any streets that look by that name over here? We could be in this area. Don't think it's Qatar for me. It could be. No, Qatar, I think Qatar's quite flat, isn't it? So it could be Jordan. In which case we could be over in this area. Or we're in Tunisia. And again, I don't think I've ever guessed in Tunisia in GeoGuessr. I think I miss it every single time. Goodness me, it's not a good look. What should we go for? I see... Oh, God. Sorry, guys, this is... I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm just scared I'm going to get it horribly wrong. So I'm just delaying. Oh. Dual language. Isn't that more common in UAE, or is that Jordan? So stop signs, I should learn these. One of them has a hand only. Can't remember which one. Some of them only have the Arabic, and then some you can see stop and the Arabic. I thought that was UAE. I'm going to go for it. I thought UAE was the one, and I'm going to go up here. That's a good one to get. I think I learnt there. I don't know how else I would have got that, because I just don't know what the area looks like. But again, we're looking at these mountains. That makes sense, all these mountains here. And again, I think UAE is one of the few places that has the Arabic and the word stop. Okay, not a bad start. We carry on going. Goodness me. Right. God, am I blind? I'm really struggling to make out what this is. I see loads of letters. Doesn't look English. Also doesn't look overly Cyrillic, does it? Goodness, this is not going to be a fun one. Sun's directly west. I've got no road direction. I've got no language that I can actually make out what it says. I've got no sense of the vegetation. This could be... Oh, the Rif. The Rif... I think you can see a Rif in the sky in Albania. Could that be Albanian? It's Albania. Is it Montenegro is the other one? I think there's two of these Balkan countries that you see this Rif in the sky. Like this. And I don't have much else to go off. And in fact, this could be Balkan, really. Like, you see this kind of landscape. Northern hills. Could be further down here. I'm also worried that it is Montenegro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send in this general area. And I've got nothing else to go off. Decent. We're in Montenegro. Cool. That was just one of those things that I sort of knew in the back of my mind, but I'd forgotten. But there it was. That's a much better start. We've got two very close guesses. Can we actually put together a BR163? That's got to be Brazil. The other thing that you've got to go off here, as well as obviously you can do the classic sun's in the... That doesn't really help there. Driving on the right. Is the stop signs are so helpful in the South American. I've said this in so many videos, but I'll keep saying it. If it says Alto, A-L-T-O, you are in the Central Americas. So everywhere from Panama up. I don't know about the islands, I'll be entirely honest. And then in South America, they'll exclusively use Pare, which is this P-A-I. That's the stop sign. So you know you're in South America. Now, BR1683, I'm pretty sure is Brazil, BR Brazil. Also, the double yellow center lines, the red soil. This has got to be Brazil. Now, where is the 163? And how much time do I want to dedicate to finding the 163? We're on for a really good score here. Let me get a general vibe. Where are we feeling? There's lots of palms. Do I have any vibe of where we are? No. Okay, so I'm just going to look. I think I'd go kind of more middle of Brazil. If I was guessing, I'd go like here. So let me look over in this direction and see if that's any use. No. This might be a really boring segment if we actually want to try and scan this to find it. Maybe I zoom out a bit. I mean, is there a chance that this isn't even a road, BR163, and actually it means something entirely different? The thing is, in a lot of countries, there's just no rhyme or reason to their like road numbers. Like you can see like 422, 230, 155. Looking for 163. I've probably scrolled past it, haven't I, already? It doesn't feel very up there. I'm not even going to bother looking there. 163. Could it be all the way down here? No. 153. Don't see it. I could go for another zoom. My eyes are starting to hurt now. I'm sure you feel the same. This is an annoying one because this could be such a good score when you've literally spawned in front of a sign. Maybe it doesn't mean the road. Kilometers, 783. Do you reckon that means we're 783 kilometers from like a big city? So could we be 783 kilometers from Brasilia, which should put us like somewhere around here? Look at me trying to make sense of what these signs mean and not actually knowing. You're probably screaming at me because you've just seen me scroll past it. What to do? Because I don't want to just send a random guess in here. But I'm going to have to, aren't I? 163, 163, 163. Okay, can't see anything. Let me see if I can look around for anything else. Okay, you see this support on the poles? If that's not there, I think you're in this area here quite often. In like northeast. So because it is there, I think I can rule that out. I think I might go near Sao Paulo, actually. I might go down a bit here. I think you can get some red soil in this area. It is very red. Oh, this is gutting. If I was playing and not for a video here, I think I would look around for a bit longer, but Transjordano, that doesn't say anything on it. Do I have anything to go off here? No, I can't quite see it. Very tropical. Do you know what? I should go further towards the coast then, shouldn't I? You can tell that I just don't want to give up on this at all, but I know that I need to for the sake of the video. So many people have probably clicked off already. Right. I'm going to have one more scan on this coast here, and then I'm going to send it. Because of all the palms, I'm wondering if it is quite far east. No? Okay. Let's just send it. Oh, God, it was in Mato Grosso. I was never getting that. There's 163. Why did I not see it? You have to zoom in a fair amount. I think I was looking over here too much. I wouldn't have got that in a million years. That was such a good score we were on for. Okay, now I've just wasted so much of your time. We're in Mongolia. You might think, Ross, how do you know we're in Mongolia? This tent on the roof rack is in Mongolia. Now, where in Mongolia do we think we are? I'm not sure. Normally when we're in Mongolia, you're either over here by Ulaanbaatar, or you're all the way over here. Do we have anything to go off? I don't feel like we're in a big city here. Not that this would be a big city, would it? It's probably a tiny city. I might go for quite far east. I can't remember where the coverage is around here. That's not a tiny town, is there a... Maybe I do actually send it... I'm going to send it right here. Okay, it was up here. Okay, fair. 3,600. At least we got Mongolia. Okay, final round here. If we were to get a really good score, we could hit 20k. and I don't know where we are. I mean, I would guess Europe off the bat. Europe feels okay. Feels quite cold in Europe, but not like super cold. I don't get a Nordic vibe, for example. Could be a Baltic vibe, or like, could I see here in Poland? Could I also see Slovakia, Slovenia, Austria, Czechia? Yep, I could, for sure. I don't really, I mean, I think they're tiles, so you'd probably send less like Ukraine way. Can I see anything here? This is a tough one to end it with. I'll just guess. I'll guess in Poland. Bosnia. No, we weren't. We were in Croatia. You could have given me several guesses and Croatia wouldn't have been on my list of where that was most likely to be. That was a better result though. Yeah, 18,900. I guess we'll take it. So yeah, like I said, if you want to have a go at seeing if you can beat me, I'll leave all three links down below to these games. You can see if you can beat each of my scores. It should also rank you on the leaderboard as well. Let me know how you got on. Let me know if there was any mistakes that you think I massively made and how I could improve. And yeah, if you've got to this point in the video and you've not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. Until next time, thank you very much. Bye-bye.